Hello, today we will present about our project, which is interview project with MDV. Next slide. Okay, to the content is our team. Second is about MDV. Third is HR and Training Development Manager interviewer. Fourth is MDV TND best practice. Major TND challenge faced by MDV and action taken to overcome. Next is skills, lesson, learn and process of interview. And lastly is next project. Next. This is our team member, me, myself, Muhammad Aimazuddin. Next, Muhammad Daniel and Muhammad Faizal. And next is Nordania, Adriana, and Malini. Next. Okay, I will talk about what is MDV. MDV, or Stand of Malaysian Net Venture Berhad, was established by government of Malaysia in 2002 to develop the information and communication technology, or we call it as ICT sector. MDV offer conventional and Sharia compliant funding to startup and young technology-based firms with sustainable business and innovation, goods and service that commercial banking institute traditionally undeserved. Next, I will pass to Dania to continue.
Thank you, Aiman. So I'm going to continue with the values of MDV company. So we're going first with the mission of MDV company, which is to support the nation's technology agenda and increase Malaysian technology companies' probability of success through 4 ways, which is providing access to financing. The second is to innovative and flexible financing solution. The third one is specialized funding programs. The last one is industry expertise and advisory services. It is to remain financially sustainable while fulfilling our developmental role. So for the vision is the vision of NDV company is the nation's technology financier, which is to promote high value technology and innovation as a path towards a high income country, as one of a few financiers in Malaysia exclusively focused on technology driven firms. The next slide is, so the key benefits of MDV's financing, the first one is flexible financing, which is MDV offers a wide range of financing options, which include term loans, mezzanine financing, and Islamic financing. This flexibility allows companies to choose the financing that best meets their needs. And the second one is competitive pricing, which is MDV's pricing is competitive with other sources of debt financing. This helps companies to save more money and improve their financial performance. And the last one is expert advice, which is MDV's team of experienced professionals can provide companies with expert advice on financing, investment, and strategy. This advice can help companies to make better decisions and improve their chances of success. So the next slide is the HR and the TND manager that we interviewed. So as the picture showed, it is the picture taken after the interview finished. From the left, the second from the left is Mr. Rizwan Muhammad Ghazali, which is the talent manager of human capital. And the third one from the left is Mr. Himran Abdul Ghani, the head of human capital of MDV. So Mr. Himran is a successful, dedicated, and a skilled leader with 26 years of experience, including 19 years directing and overseeing all human resource administration. And after 16 years at Post Malaysia Berhad, he was the group head of human capital, managing 2 national unions, 8 internal unions, and a large staff of subsidiaries. And lastly, as a human capital, he aligns the group's human capital strategy with its broader strategy and priorities. So the next slide is significant T&D best practices in the MDV. So the significant practices is They identify the gaps of the employee through personal development plan, which is PDP. Hence, once the employee had attended to the training-based PDP, human capital department will monitor the program or training effectiveness via 4 levels of Kirkpatrick evaluation approach, which is reaction, learning, obtain, behavior, and results. So for the reaction, the MDV measure participant feedback on learning environment, and the next one, learning obtained. They measure the knowledge and skills transfer within the session before the lesson start and after the lessons end. And the third one, behavior, MDV measure the application of knowledge or skills on the job and for behavior, MDV measure the application of knowledge or skills on the job and to be verified by human HOD. So the last one is result, which is it is to measure the merit of the program and to implement of the knowledge and the skills. So after these 4 levels, if it works, the organization will choose the correct training strategy to perform successfully. And this is the most crucial information for the firm because it impacts their performance, and the training yields good benefit. So the next one, I will pass to Muhammad Daniel. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dania. So for next part is the MDB's business objective and strategic goals. So what are they trying, what kind of approach that they are using is they're adopting 7-20-10 approach. So what is 7-20-10? 7-20-10 is a 70% is a learning capacity, is doing an experience. Means the 70% is what they do and what they experience during the process. The another 20% is the learning momentum, how they learn. Did they get the momentum to learn? Is it suitable with them or not? That's the another 20%. And the 10% is the individual development capacity. Means that they individually, they develop the capacity that they need to develop for them to make sure that they can work more better in the future in this company and to achieve the company's goal. So the action plan also need to be specific, such as measurable, achievable, realistic, and time. So it is smart. Okay, the SMART concept. So next, MDBs assess the training needs of employee and the methods used to identify skill gaps. So first of all, they will create a PDP, which is the personal development program for each individual, is a strategy to minimize, to meet the competency requirement for the next level. Means that they want to make sure that they have a very minimized strategy, but this strategy can make sure they get more values and they can compete for the next level of requirement. So how's the process? First thing is they need to identify the competencies to improve on. Obviously, everything in this world, if you want to know, you want to train, first of all, you need to identify what's the problem, what's the issue, what's the company's others company benefit that you don't have. You need to know, because after you know, then only you can establish the develop objectives. After you develop this, the development of objective, then only you can see what are you trying to do in future, what are you trying to achieve, then only you will formulate an action plan. So based on this kind of objective that you want to reach, you want to gain, so what is the plan? So what's the plan for you to do this objective, to achieve that? After that, you must go to the undertake the development. Means that you go there to develop yourself. What should you do based on the action plan? You already made your action plan. So what should you do? What should you develop? After that, after you develop yourself, then only you need to record the measurement of success. Means that what you did, you must record so that you can see back. You can see back all the data that have you developed by yourself. For what you record that, to last point is evaluate and review the strategy. So after you evaluate and review, then only you can know, is it you are doing the right things or you are doing the wrong things? Is it the training process is giving you benefits or not? That's the point. That's the point here, to have this kind of process. Next is the significant training and development best practice in the MDV. So the sample of learning activity that had been done by MDV got 3. First is the workplace integration. So how they did that in the workplace integration? First of all, they did that on job training. Means that during their job, they train. while they are doing their job, for example, like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. in between that, they train themselves. On-job training, they train yourself. Second is business event, means that they attend any events like forum or whatever business event to make sure that they can gain knowledge from the event. If, as we know, there's a lot of business event in this country, even though by the company or others company, but if they have the ability, the chances to go there to see the event, then they will go. For what? For them to gain the values. That is one of the workplace integration. Next is the business project. What they did inside the team, they made a team building, for example. So that is a business project. They made a team building. From the team building, they learn, they train themselves. Next is job placement and assignment. What is about their job, their expertise, so they get into the right placement there. So from the right placement, they can learn more, better and better in the future. And the last one is external benchmarking. External benchmarking means you see others company, especially your competitors. You see what they did, you learn from them, and you develop from yourself from what they did. They achieve certain things that you not achieve, so you learn from them, then you take it, you do inside your company, and even you improve it to make it more relevant and to make your company more better than the competitors. So the second one is the learning momentum. So how they did the learning momentum? Got 5 here. First is peer sharing, means that they are sharing their knowledge each other. Like me, I have my team, so we are sharing each other and the rest of the team. So what I gain today, so I give to you, I give to this guy, I give to this guy. So what they get also, they will share to me and my friends. So that is peer sharing. The next is 360 assessment, which means that you did something, you get the benefit, you get the feedback. After you get the feedback, you see what's the disadvantage of the thing that you did before this, then you improve back. Means 360 is cycle. You did, after you did, you evaluate, after you evaluate, you redo and make it better. That is a 360 assessment. Next is manager feedback, means that what you did, you get the feedback from the manager, then you learn. It's not just that when the manager gives you a feedback, you simply condemn and you say like, oh, I don't want to work in this company anymore. The manager always condemn me. No, you gain the you take the feedback, and from the feedback, you know, this is your disadvantages. So from this, you can improve yourself, become a better person. So that is another thing. Next is coaching, means that the company set one coach to you, to train you. Maybe they have a class, one coaching class, got one coach, and then maybe got 5 to 6 students, for example. Then they will coach you one by one, learning process, go through one by one, see, so what you should be focused, what should you be trained to achieve this and that. And the last one is one-to-one session. So what is one-to-one session? One-to-one session is they appoint one person to train one person, only one person and one person. So means that this is a very direct session, and the person would be easy to understand because they're only focused to one person. So they can have a direct talk, they can easily ask question or whatever it is, and the knowledge that they are trying to gain each other is much better and more significant for me. And the last thing is the learning event. So they got two here. First of all, is a classroom training, which is they send their employees to train. And the last one is formal education. What is formal education? For example, some of their employee only have bachelor degree, so they were sent to take master or PhD. They will sponsor their employees. So from that, they will gain more knowledge. And yeah, after come back, they can use that knowledge inside the company to make the company becomes better. So next is the MDV's training and development program aligned with business objective and strategic goals. So first of all, they need to clearly define the strategic business objective to identify. Why you need to do that? Because you need to identify the specific knowledge, skill, and competencies required to achieve the objective. If you are not clear what is your objective then you cannot do any kind of training in any department. After that is you have to evaluate the skill gaps, to evaluate the current skill set of the workforce, to identify any gaps between the desired skill, to get to know more detail about what are you trying to train and what is your gap between that. After that is set the related training goals, which is the training goal can be established a clear direction for the development initiative. Means that they have a very clear objective to what they want to achieve. When they have a very clear objective to what they want to achieve, it makes them more easier to do and to train themselves to become better. Next is develop the right training program, to develop training and development program that focus on filling the gaps that have been discovered and are in line with the objective set. Means that they have to make sure that that training that they are giving to their employee is right. If they are giving the wrong training, then there will be a useless training for the employee and also for the company. It's just waste of money. If they are giving the right training to them, they need it will be a benefit to the company, even they need to spend money on it. And next is to communicate training purpose to employee, means that to actively communicate the purpose and benefit of training and development program to its employee. Sometimes when we give our employee to go for the training, we don't expect that they really 100% understand it. We need to communicate to them. We need to tell them. As a manager, you need to make sure that your staff, your employee that go to the training really clear on what are they are doing and why they are go for training. If not, it will be useless. Maybe sometimes you might consider they understand what they are doing, but at the end of the day, they doesn't know what they are doing. So if you communicate well with them, you tell them specific things that they need to know, then only they will understand their goals, and they will have more effective during the training process. And the last one is to measure the effectiveness of the training, to measure the effectiveness of training program and to guarantee that training and development effort align with the organization overarching business objective and strategy objective. Means that here, after done everything, you need to measure. After you measure, you need to gain the feedback, and from that you can see is it giving you advantage or not. If this is giving advantage, means that you are doing the right training at the right time with the right person, and your spending is worse. If you have a negative feedback, is not effective, means that you are giving a wrong training to a wrong person at the wrong time, and you will waste your money. So if if like that happen, then you need to figure out for the next training, and you need to identify from the first point, which is to clearly define the strategy. If is it effective, means that you are doing the right thing. So for the next training, for the next person, you can do the same concept to make sure that they can train well. So next, I will pass to Malini.
Thank you, Daniel. So my first MDV strategy continues learning and development among employees beyond formal training and program. First, introduction of an e-learning model, especially for frontliners, by providing a flexible, personalizing, and collaborating online learning platform. MDV empowers frontlines to expand their knowledge, acquire the new skills, and stay updated in their roles. Second is a knowledge sharing session. This session create a platform for employees to share their appetites and experience and best practice with their colleagues. Third is setting a target for the number of training man hours to be achieved annually. So by calculating the training man hours needed annually and implement the strategy to encourage continuous, because by calculating the training man hours, it will be encourage the employee to be motivated to work more in cooperation to the company. Next slide. Okay. MDB examples such as full 3D program in a measurable improvement in employee performance. First is managing a performance remotely. So this means we how to manage a remote team and boost a performance in a virtual workplace. Because this training taught manager to do the best practice for setting clear performance expectation, providing regular feedback, and motivating the remote employees. They were training in an effective communication strategy, utilizing technology for virtual cooperation and making accountability in the remote work setting. Because managing a performance remotely training program effectiveness was evaluated using several key performance measurements. That's mean KPI. So first is improvement in communication and collaboration with the remote and teams. Second, increase in employee engagement and productivity. Next slide. Okay. MDV major training and development challenges. First is a training affinities on online training. Training affinitiveness on online training to capture the attention of the training focus and understanding the model and to address the issue, the selecting of the trainer is important, especially on advice subject, because the trainer should be able to attract the audience attention and make the online training attractive and fun without compromising the objective of the training program. Second is a changes in the industry regulation. MDV need to retain the STs with the update on changes of the regulation. It's necessary to retain those who are currently employed in academia with the most recent revision to the regulation. Third is measuring the ROI of the training program. And MDV are currently working on the solution to this problem by mandating the measurement of the changes in behavior and the result of those changes. Next slide. MDV's TD program, the affinities we align with the evolving needs, because the current changes in technology and growth of the cyber, such as remote working and e-learning and etc. Every company must be a tech company to be able to compete and create more value. For example, for employee, the banks will be serving upskilling or reskilling to keep up with the latest digital trend and technology. For example, they learn the new things, new software by digital marketing, everything and so on. At the same time, the company should be invest for ICT installation, clothes, and so on to equip the employee with the changes in the technology. Next slide. So next is MDV TD challenges include the technology upgrades and industry limitation. The requirement of skill and knowledge may evolve according to rapid changes of the technology. Every business nowadays need to be technology sector to keep up the competition and generate more work in the light and rapid development of a cyber service like remote working or online education or etc. Since MDV is a technological, financial, and mandated by government, it is important for us to equip our staff with the current technology to enable them to understand the requirement needed. For ICT investment and cost scientific extra. Next slide. So I pass to Adriana.
Alright, thank you, Malini. So I will move on to the next slide. So the lesson that we learned from their best practices is the first one is importance of the trainer selection. So the trainer must be able to attract and engage with the trainer's attention. So that Malaysia, that venture recognize that trainer must have not only subject matter competence but also the ability to make training season appealing and enjoyable without jeopardizing the training objective. So, however, this lesson emphasizes the significance of choosing trainers who can deliver knowledge in in an interesting manner, helping trainers stay engaged and effectively to absorb the topics. So the next one is adapting to changes in technologies. So in order for employee to adapt in these changes, employee must constantly upskill and reskill in order to keep up with the current technology advancement. However, MDV also recognize the need of investing in ICT infrastructure in these changes and also offering opportunities for people to obtain the necessary digital skills by recognize this. The next slide. So the third one is align training and development with business goals. So MDV ensure that its training and development program are aligned with the company's overall business goals. So this help to ensure that employees are learning the skill and knowledge they need to be successful in their roles to help the company achieve its objective. So other than that, this also can help to improve employee performance, productivity, and satisfaction as well as the company's bottom line. So the last one for the lesson learned is make training and development associate to all employees. So by making training and development accessible to all employees, it can help to ensure that all employees have the opportunity to develop their skill and knowledge regardless of their level of role in the company. So it also can help to create a more inclusive and diverse workplace. So for example, when all employees have the opportunity to learn and grow, it will help to break down the barriers and create a more level playing in their field. So in other hand, it also can help to improve the company's bottom line. So as a result, when employees are more skilled and knowledgeable, they are more likely to be a productive and efficient. So the next slide is the next one is the areas of improvement that we identify for the company. The first one is measuring the training program return on investment, ROI. So MDV will explore developing tangible techniques for monitoring the impact of their training activities to improve in this area. For example, they track changes in behavior and performance by conducting post-training exams or collect feedback from trainers and supervisors. NDV also may get insight into the impact of effectiveness and also effectiveness of their training program by using strong evaluation metrics for their improvement and optimization of the company. So the next one is aligning training programs with evolving needs. MDV will perform regular needs assessment to identify skill and gaps to define training objective in order to improve in this area. To stay educated about emerging trends and best practice, so they will interact with industry experts, attend conference or seminar, and utilize ties with other organizations. So the third one is addressing barriers to employee engagement. So what MDV advocate for preventive measures such as training bonding, they also look into methods to expedite process and making training opportunity more accessible to all level of staff. So MDV also focus on improving communication and engagement between supervisor and their team by providing managers by additional training and resources and on successful communication and employee engagement approach. So the last one is continuous improvement based on the feedback and result. So MDV will undertake rigorous post-training evaluation to improve in this area, including getting comment from participants on the content, delivery, and also relevance of the training. MDV also will perform post-mortem exercise or debrief session to identify areas for improvement and adapt future training program as needed. So the next slide is the process of getting the interviewer. So we prepare truly by researching the company and aligning our needs for the company. For the second process is make sure in our letter is stated about what are we going to interview and what is our purpose for the interview session. The third process is build professional networks and seek referrals to increase our chances of getting an interview. For the last step is we have to stay persistent and follow up politely to demonstrate our interest in the opportunity. So next I will pass to Aiman. Thank you.
Okay, in conclusion, MDV imply an effective training and development program by identifying projects aligned with business objectives and emphasize career growth. They measure effectiveness through evaluation and encourage continuous learning. A success initiative managing performance remotely, improve remote work challenge. MDV aim to monitor training impact, address barriers, and foster a culture of employees development. By continuous improving based on feedback, MDV equips their workforce with skill for current and future challenges. Next, for our self-talk, for me, the project I learned about the importance of conducting a true need assessment to identify gaps in skill and knowledge and determine training requirement. Next, I will pass to Dania to share her thought.
Okay, thank you, Aiman. So my individual reflection is training and development teaches me how to, establish, manage, and analyze organization training program. And it also entails identifying, planning, and executing successful training programs. So Sir Nila Mehan taught the importance of recognizing basic training needs and implementing a systematic approach, the importance of instructional system design, which is ISD, in creating effective training programs, and the strategic value of talent management in employment development. And ISD helps trainer create learner-centered knowledge enhancing training, while talent management is finding and developing elite talent. And training and development management course enable me to identify training needs and employ ISD principles, apply systematic method, and strategically manage personnel. This insight will help me to train and build firms, which will help me with my future jobs. Thank you. I will pass to Daniel.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. So what I learned from this subject is, first of all, I know why is the training needs, why we need to send our employee to training, and what for company would spend thousands of ringgit to send their employee to training. And second is, I understand that sending people to training is not that easy. They have their own scope, which is the company need to ensure that they get their they make a research to know what scope they are trying to give for certain employee to go for trainings. And next is, I understand about key lesson, key lesson from the training, what the benefit of sending them to training and so on. And I know that from here I can understand that training also have their own advantages and disadvantages. So the company need to ensure that they make a training that give them benefits, not just waste their money. So that's what I learned from the training. And the next is, I learned more about the methods of training. Actually, training is not just sending people to go for the coaching and so on. It's about how they gain the knowledge and how they gain the skill. That's all from me. So I will pass to Malini.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. So in this journey, I learned a lot of knowledge about the training and development because of my Mr. Sir Nigamaran. Because one of the key takeaway from this subject was understanding the process of conducting to a needs of an assessment. Because an implement a compensation and needs assessment is an important effective training and development. But training and development also taught me a lot by also increased my knowledge, taught me a practical skills, and prepared me to contribute to organization training and development. So I have received in this area will serve me in the very good knowledge in my future. So next I pass to Adriana.
Alright, thank you, Malini. So for the individual reflection, participating in training and development has brought useful insight and comment for myself. So this course emphasizes the importance of constantly acquiring knowledge and also skill. It also has emphasized the importance of cultivating a growth mindset, embracing changes, seeking criticism, and persevering in the face of adversity in order to encourage professional and professional growth. Putting the knowledge and skill learned in this course to use in the real world setting has been crucial concern as it informs learning and maximize the value of the training experience. So that's all from me.
Yes, sir.
So that's all from us. Thank you.